good people of YouTube? I'm the Watch Idiot, and yeah, we've got a little bit of a different background over here compared to my usual setup over here. But yeah, we're here for the Black Bay 58 925 saltwater test take 2. And the reason why there's a take 2 is because the first time around it was at Chesapeake Bay, and I noted in the video that Chesapeake Bay has what's called brackish water, and basically that's a mix of salt water and fresh water. So, you know, at that point, you know, it still got some saltwater exposure and it did okay over here, but I still wanted to see what was going to happen with like actual salt water. And also because in my last video, which was about 2 months ago right now, which was a 6-month video for it, so now it's been 8 months. Oh my god. But anyway, so in my last video I noted that I was kind of, you know, a bit irritated that I didn't get the same amount of tarnish that I was hoping for at the beginning. I wanted like it to like just immediately just like turn black pretty much, since the tarnish was happening already. So yeah, I mean, I figured that, you know, the best way to go about it is going to the actual Atlantic Ocean over here. Yeah, so I figured that yeah, we're gonna get an actual test with actual salt water. No denying that there is salt in this water over here. We're going to go ahead and do that. We're doing it for science, even though it's like super cold over here. My hands are freezing. And yeah, so yeah, go ahead and hit the like button over here if you're enjoying this over here, because at the moment I'm kind of not, because my hands are about numb over here. But let's see what happens. I hope the result turns out pretty good. But oh, also later on we're going to be talking about oh my god, my arm. We're going to be talking about Artem straps as well. They sent me a few straps. They reached out to me and I said, like, let's go for it, because I heard good things from Jason Heaton over at the Gray NATO. I figured, you know, might as well give it a go. They look pretty awesome. I've always wanted to try out sailcloth straps over here. So yeah, and they're like surprisingly good, and also it works surprisingly well with my 925, which is awesome. I was not expecting that. Yeah, I'm gonna put the camera away now because I'm gonna put my hands in my pockets over here, because they're absolutely freezing and I'm clearly not strong enough to hold up my setup with just one arm over here. But yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so also I had to rethink of things a little bit more, because last time at Sandy Point, what I did was I just kept the 925 like pretty much at the edge of the water, and it just kind of chilled over there. It was kind of a little rocky, you know, it was quite submerged pretty much the entire time when I had the test going on over there. But yeah, I came over here and I kind of it's a bit more intense, if you can see over there. And yeah, I kind of didn't want to put in a you know, $4,600 watch in the ocean and have it kind of just float away. I didn't feel like doing that. I don't know if it was worth it, but so I had to think about what I was gonna do, because I came all this way, about 2.5 hour drive, and I had to think about, how am I going to do this test? Okay, so I have a water bottle, but I have it with just regular water, because I have to rinse off the watch after submerging it in salt water, obviously. So then thankfully I realized that I was like, maybe I can use a bag of some sort, and what I just happened to have a bag of just like these little like cookie type things. So I ate those, I just downed them, and then I got close to the water, I submerged the bag, try to get some salt water. But yeah, so now we've got the we got the 925 chilling in a cookie bag filled with salt water and sand from the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, yeah, so yeah, I guess this is what we do. So we're back inside, and yeah, it's been about 1 week since I went out to the beach. So yeah, let's take a look at the results here, because I wasn't expecting it, and I'm honestly a little bit disappointed actually. First off, let's take a look at what the watch head looked like before I headed out to the beach. And as you can see, I mean, it's very clearly tarnished all the way around, and the insides of the lugs are where the tarnish looks more intense and varied. You know, that being said, compared to what it looked like in my 6-month review video, which was 2 months ago, it really hasn't changed at all. But honestly, I haven't really worn it since then. So here we are 1 week after the 45-minute saltwater immersion that pretty much froze my hands off. But as you can see, I mean, pretty much nothing really happened. So this might come off as anticlimactic, but actually this result is extremely interesting despite personally being disappointed. You know, I'm disappointed just because I was hoping for the watch to pretty much, you know, fully black out or at least look darker or just different from what it is right now. You know, if my example never tarnished, you know, from the start the way that Tudor said it wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't be surprised about the watch not tarnishing after, you know, saltwater exposure. So the reason why this is so interesting to me is that it's common knowledge that saltwater tarnishes silver and, you know, just pretty much causes damage to everything in general. So yeah, given that we've established that the watch clearly does tarnish over the past, you know, 8 months, I thought it would be safe to assume that it would more or less react to things in the same way that other silver things, you know, the way that they would react. But here we are 1 week later, and one of the most corrosive things that we come across, you know, naturally, did pretty much nothing to silver that's already tarnishing. I mean, to me, that's just super bizarre that the tarnish came in and progressed quickly, you know, in the first beginning few months, and then completely plateaued and just stopped tarnishing. I mean, it's almost like the silver alloy completely changed or it somehow became stronger. Either way, I am kind of getting irritated because I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere in terms of tarnish because, you know, since we've already, you know, started this journey and it is tarnishing, I want it to go all the way. I want it to go like full dark mode at this point. I guess the next step would be to take it to a pool that, you know, has chlorine, and I mean, that'll obviously have to be when pools start opening back up, you know, when the weather gets a little bit warmer. But, you know, I really do think that that would be like the final natural test for the silver's resilience. Also, if you want more context about my journey with the 925, do go and check out the many other videos in this series, the Tudor Tarnish Tales. So in my last video, the 6-month review, I mentioned that I was having quite a bit of difficulty pairing the right strap with the 925 because the whole case has a very warm tone, whereas the dial and bezel have a much cooler tone, especially with the crisp white loom. So as a result, you know, in my eyes, the cooler tone straps just clashed a bit too much. And I mean, warmer tone straps were a bit better, but they still just didn't do it for me, honestly. So when Artem straps reached out to me, you know, I said, yeah, sure, because I was curious about it because I heard great things from Jason Heaton over at the Grey Native podcast and Hodinky. And no, I don't have to send these back, and I won't be because somehow it just worked really well with the 925, which I wasn't expecting at all. I mean, I was just gonna put on my Speedy and everything else and call it a day. But yeah, I mean, so that's why I wanted to include Artem straps in this particular video instead of some other ones. So they say that they are, you know, high quality and, you know, super soft. And the first part is absolutely true because this truly does feel like an $85 strap, which is a lot for me, but I can totally see where the money was spent. On the super soft side of it, you know, I mean, it's softer and more supple than, you know, pretty much any substantial padded strap for sure. But I mean, obviously it's not going to be, you know, a soft NATO, obviously, you know, don't be stupid. I mean, usually I'm not a fan of padded straps like at all, just because they usually pinch the top of my wrists over here quite a bit. Just like a day or two of, you know, breaking it in, it became perfectly fine. It was super comfy and it formed pretty well. I mean, I was saying pretty well. It formed really well to my wrist, if you can see here. Also, there's just something about the look of sailcloth that just makes it a little less sporty than rubber straps, which to me suits the 925 a bit more because I don't see the 925 as a inherently sporty watch in that sense. But the bigger thing about this is that it's not jet black, so it complements the muted tones of the 925 very well, and it's neither a warm tone nor is it a cool tone, so that really solves my main problem. And oh, obviously the gray stitching helps bring everything together as well. Also, the cool thing about this is that you can choose from pretty much any strap width. I mean, including the stupid, you know, odd number strap widths, and You can also choose the strap length as well, you know, whether or not you want it to be quick release. So originally I just asked for the all black version, the normal buckle quick release in the XL size. And also they included a really cool deploying clasp, which I've never seen, you know, this sort before, because it kind of uses like a spring-loaded mechanism, which is awesome because it ends up sitting flatter and more comfortably on my wrist, which is really awesome. Also, one thing that I will note is that the XL is on the larger side, because on my 7.5-inch wrist, I'm on the last hole with the clasp and in the second to last hole on a normal buckle, so just keep that in mind. Also, it would be awesome to see them release other colors. Obviously, I would want a full gray version, and actually I think that Jason said that he spoke to them and they said that they're gonna release some other colors soon, or they're working on it or something like that, so good things. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it's an expensive strap, no doubt about it, but you are getting what you're paying for, which is a great thing as always. So yeah, go ahead and check them out if you want. So yeah, as always, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the saltwater test, and you know, maybe if you guys have any, you know, cool, you know, test ideas for the 925, except for hard-boiled eggs, because that's disgusting. And also let me know what you guys think of Artem straps, because they are really awesome, and it's nice to see that they have a good following within the community. Yeah, clearly, you know, there's you know, more people who enjoy it besides me. Of course, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe button, because that helps the channel a huge bunch. And also, you know, if you're already at this point and seeing this message, clearly you enjoyed the video. So yeah, do all that good stuff over there. And yeah, until the next video, good day.